That kid told me last year that she sometimes got banned or restricted from TikTok. I asked why. She said too many, it might have been age associated. She said too many, like contraband type things, like a lighter in the image of her video. This is the 16th day of February, year 2024. Just talk something. I'm not an attorney. I had like 1 year of college after high school, so I'm not formally trained or certified in anything. So anything I say is, by just whatever experience I got over the years or my understanding of something, and not even like shade tree personal research. Not even a lot of, I'm saying not even a lot of individual research, like on laws, constitution. So I'm not acquainted. I've not even met a lot of people in my life that had to talk about local child support. You know, other than one guy that used to live on the property, died there. He had to do some jail time because his ex-wife was pushing unpaid child support. Wendell Davis. I was probably younger than the age of 20 when he told me that, or about the age of 20, give or take, where my mother grew up. We were standing in that driveway, that yard. He'd done about 2 weeks in jail or less. Anyway, I don't know much. Now, the woman I dated, 2014, she told me she'd been in a facility somewhere in the state of Arkansas where they tried to educate some people on something in regard to, she said crack babies were delivered there. I almost wish I could ask her in detail what kind of hospital or facility, what did they give her a tour of? She talked about crack babies, Arkansas, United States of America. About a time when she was like 15 or pushing 16 in Russellville, Arkansas, Polk County, USA. Yeah, I mean, that she might not have been in the town Russellville. She may have been near Little Rock, Arkansas. I don't know where she went when she was given that educational material. Anyway, well, I was going to say, you know what? Let me tell you what most people do in Arkansas and United States of America. If they've done it all the time, you pick a whole list of court cases. I'm talking about when they find people that what they consider unfit to be parents, and they take the kids and give them to whoever they choose. They take away custody. They never even got any parental rights. But they've done something in my regard where they want, only because I was associated to wealth or something desired that had a value, land, real estate, a contractual agreement with CG Roxanne LLC, supposedly one of the biggest spring water bottlers in the world. So who ended up being what they call the middleman? Me and any heirship I may have. Children, even before birth, depending on who conjured up the idea. I happened to read a term online this year or last year, something about a middleman. I don't know if I read it on like Norton LifeLock or where, but they talk about a middleman, saying that you got like three or more parties disputing over something, be it a person or an asset, and then you get somebody that's caught up in the middle that's getting the brunt of a lot of something, whether they even fully know about it. I didn't even read about it in detail. Just a little bit I did read, and the middleman part is like, okay, I think I associate to that. I think it due to the online identifiers, they're even putting that there for me to read it. When Deputy Chad Davis was going out the door after Deputy Jessica Babbitt was escorting my mother to the other side of the highway on a particular Sunday afternoon on or about March 15th, 2020, Deputy Chad Davis, when I said something, I'm like, in light of my mother earlier this year, it was like just, like not 5-6 weeks earlier, my mother got out of the 8-day stay at Mena Medical. anyway, I'm saying something's not right about our medications. I said things are not better. I just said something to him while he's going out the door, and tears come in his eyes. And he said, "You may need to do an emergency order in regard to Debbie Abbott." So what I'm saying, is there any reason for Andy Reiner to be looking at anything and everything I do? Like Paul Griblin told me in this household, he's like, if there's ever a custody matter, or say a young boy's parents die, or there's a dispute on somebody relocates, there's a divorce. He said if a child is at least the age of 12, he said what that child says in court can carry a lot of weight about like who they want to live with. That's what Paul Griblin told me, and believe me, he was no formally educated man. I think he took some classes in Odin, Arkansas, farther back, or that was over agricultural. I barely learned that. I think he might have got paid to do it. I don't know if that was something affiliated with CC Camp. I don't know what kind of programs. He probably done that at the age of 19. I don't even know. Either before he married Gladys Scriblin or not long after. He took a few classes in or near Odin, Arkansas. Somebody else would know more about it. I couldn't tell you much about it. Where they taught just basically about farming or taught some formalities. I don't know if they taught like, a cow has 3 stomachs. Something like that. What I'm saying is Andy Reiner... The woman Dawn told me summer 2021 that Andy Reiner has his own personal mental health professional due to the stress of his job. How many team of psychologists would it take for Andy Reiner to get the bullseye? He's like, Scotty Abbott doesn't like you. Scotty Abbott has nothing in common with you. The few memories that Scotty can come up with meeting you in person, they add up to something's not right about you, Andy Reiner. I think you've got a problem with fixation, torturing people, stalking people. Nobody's ever formally told me that Andy Reiner or an aspect of government has got authority over me, but I've discerned it just in the relatively recent past or wondered it on and off since 2021. 2021, reading some things online, I thought they was trying to consider everything out here as Norman city limits. So that, kind of like somebody told me January 2021 that the city council of Norman wanted to dictate how much or place a limitation on how much the McCarter Mart store could be sold for because of how cheap the property was acquired for. So right there, that's all in the category. A lot of it is jealousy, power, controlled, covet. You want to be meddled up in somebody else's affairs because directly or indirectly they're a competitor, or you're in competition, or you don't want other people to succeed or benefit or profit, whether it's lawful or unlawful. You got your mind heavily placed on somebody else's affairs. You're telling me there's not a federal judge in Arkansas or something that looks at this matter and says, I'm intervening. Andy Reiner, you don't even need to look at that young man. You don't need to hear his audio clip. You don't even need to be concerned about him. Matter of fact, it'd be like a gag order. If you get talking publicly about him, you're going to jail. You don't need to talk about his mother. You don't need to talk about him. Right? Think about how I talked that way. Whoever wouldn't identify themselves over my mother, Debbie Abbott, late 2017, after my mother got out of 8 days of Rivendell, Mena, Arkansas. Must have been Sheriff White himself. I got upset over that. So they already know I'm prone to call it lash out with logic when people harm people close to me or don't do their job with a tax-paid dime. That's why they don't face me, I guess. I guess that's why I don't talk about nothing public. They don't have a defense. All they can do is bring more shame upon themselves and their tax-paid position.